Hello everyone, welcome to Crafty Garden. My name is Stephanie and you're joining me in the mountains of Vermont where I live with my husband, our 2 dogs, and our cat. So today I have part 6 of my Fleece to FO series, and I'm going to talk about how I prepare my Corriedale bats. These are bats that I made on my drum carder. I have a separate video and I have a playlist for this series, and you can see how I make these bats using my drum carder. And I go into all the details and show you step by step how I did that. So if you'd like to see that, check out my Fleece to FO series. You can check the playlist out if you would like to see more videos. So today I'm just going to show you how I've been preparing, taking these bats and preparing to spin them. So I'm not going to spin directly from the bat. There is a number of ways that you can spin a bat. And here I'll show you. Here's one that I haven't rolled up. This is just a big square. This is what it looks like when it comes off of the drum carder. So what I have been doing is I've been stripping the bat into pieces, into segments, and I'm going to show you exactly how I did that. But I thought first I would mention a couple different ways that you can spin from a bat. I'm not going to show them, but I'll just mention them. There are some videos that do show you how to do that, so if you want to search YouTube for how to spin a bat, there are some other videos out there. So one way that you can spin from a bat is just to start at a corner and start spinning. You don't have to do anything special. You can just grab your bat, start at a corner, and start spinning. That's not a way that I've done it. I don't know that I want this whole thing sitting in my lap. I like to have smaller segments personally when I spin. I don't like to have really big long pieces or a lot of material at once. That's a personal preference thing. So there are other ways. There's a way to strip this so that it will become, this whole thing will be one long continuous strip. I'm also not going to do that. Like I said, I like these smaller segments. And I think there's maybe even another way that I'm not thinking of right now. But the way that I'm going to show you is just to strip the bat into equal sections. And I start by folding it in half, and I'll see just about where half is. So this is about half right here. And I will split it in half. So now I have 2 segments. I'm going to take this half and do the same thing. Fold it in half. See about where the halfway point is. It's not an exact, it doesn't matter if it's perfectly exact, just close. Okay, so now I'm going to split these in half. And I do think folding it in half helps you see kind of where the middle is. Okay, and then I'm going to split this one in half. Okay, and I'm going to repeat that with this other half. So fold it in half, split it down the middle, fold it in half, split it down the middle. Okay. And one more time, half right there. So I have 1, 2, 4, and 8. So I now have 8 smaller segments. And what I did, I'll show you. I did this previously. I've been working on this over time. So what I've done before is take the segments that I made and pre-drafted them out a little bit. So this is, you can see, much longer than this is. This is much longer. It looks a lot more like roving or maybe combed top, but this would be, I think this would be considered roving. It's definitely not combed top because this is a woolen prep. So I'm going to call this roving. And what I did was just pre-drafted it out. So I'll show you that. And all I did was roll these up, and then I have a huge bag. Here, let me show you the bag first. can't even get the whole thing on screen. So I have this huge bag full of Corriedale roving. So what I do is I start towards the end, and then I just draft back a little bit. Then I move my hand up or down, and then I draft, draft, move, draft. It's a lot like you would when you're spinning. Okay, and I'm just being conscious of how far I'm drafting, and I'm not drafting too far because then I'll have breaks. If you do, it's okay, it's not a big deal. You can still spin it. If it breaks completely off, that's fine too. But you do, ideally, you would like to draft it consistently. So, you know, I keep my hands about the same distance apart, and then I'm pulling about the same distance every time. Okay, so now you can see that I've just turned one of these into this. And I can even go back over it again if I want. If I want to thin this out a little bit more, I can thin it out just a little bit more. And then I will just continue along the entire length, being careful, like I said, to keep your hands the same distance apart. Don't pull too hard, don't tug too hard, you will break it. And do not pull back too far. It depends on the staple length of your fiber, how far you need to pull back. I may be pulling back a ½ inch or so. Okay, and now it's even longer and a little thinner. All right, so now I'll just take this roving, and I'm going to just make a little nest with it. And I put it in my bag that I just showed you, and then I just continue, I will continue to repeat that process. So I'll take this and I will start drafting it out, and then I will decide how thin I want it to be. I could have split these in half again. That's another option, but I decided to pre-draft them out. And so for consistency, I'm doing that to all of the fiber that I'm preparing for this spin. So I haven't decided 100% what I want to make with this fiber yet. I was originally going to make a sweater. I was going to make a colorwork sweater, and I was going to dye some of the fiber. But lately, especially now that it's spring and the weather has warmed up, we're moving into summer, so I'm starting to think about summer clothes or spring clothes. So I'm kind of thinking about maybe making a lightweight lacy cardigan, or maybe like a shrug to wear over a dress. But those are just ideas that I kind of have right now. I still haven't decided. I certainly haven't picked out patterns or anything. I have just a little bit of fiber left that I want to card into a bat. I think I have probably maybe 2 to 3 more bats worth of fiber that I'm probably going to process. And then I'm going to take all of these nests that I make, and I'm going to weigh them and then total the weight to find out how much fiber I have total. I'm pretty sure I have I know I have over a pound for sure, but I don't know what the weight is right now. This is the fiber in this bag right here. I want to finish drum carding this fiber, and then once I finish that, I will weigh everything out and total it and find out what my total weight is, so I can see. That will help me prepare for the spin to know how much fiber I have. So if I was to make a sweater, I would probably need a lot more fiber than if I was to make a shrug or maybe a lightweight, even maybe I'll spin a lace weight for a lace weight cardigan or a lace weight shrug. I'll need a lot less wool than I would need if I was to make a worsted weight colorwork sweater, something like that. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and maybe you found it helpful. I will see you next time. The next Fleece to FO episode will likely be spinning, this Corriedale fleece. And I have 2 new fleeces that I purchased at New Hampshire Sheep and Wool. If you saw the New Hampshire Sheep and Wool Festival video that I posted, I do have 2 new Shetland fleeces, and I don't know how soon I'm going to start prepping and spinning them, but I am very excited, and I've already started opening them up and playing with them a little bit. But I want to get this done and make sure all of this is prepped before I start playing with my new fleeces. So that's it for today's video, and I will see you next time. Bye!